So,
Okay. Uh, Hello, friends. Good afternoon to everybody. Now, let us I am starting the next point from your syllabus. That the point is liquid crystal, and these points come under the heading of that uh, our chapter number second, that is liquid state. And in this content, we have to going to discuss regarding the liquid crystals, what are the different types of liquid crystals, and how they are characterized, and what are the applications of different liquid crystals. Liquid crystals are also called as a mesomorphic state. Mesomorphic state, it is a one type of state that is called as a mesomorphic state. So you will be clear what is meant by the mesomorphic state. It is also called as a liquid crystal. Now initially I have presenting here what is meant by liquid crystal in first line. Liquid crystal is nothing but a one type of state of a matter in which that matter shows the property between those of conventional liquid and those of solid crystal. Means it is a material, liquid crystal is a material which shows a property to that of liquid as well as to that of solid. Means it is a material which shows similar property to that of liquid, not only liquid as well as of solid crystal, and that type of material is called as a liquid crystal. For example, a liquid crystal also called as a, for example, liquid crystal flow like a liquid, means it shows the characteristics to that of liquid, as well as it shows or it orient as like a crystal like way, it orient like a crystal way. So from these two characteristics, what we conclude that liquid crystal is a material which shows similar properties to that of liquid as well as to that of crystal. Such type of material is called as liquid crystal. Are you understand? Again I'm repeating same. Liquid crystal is a material which shows the property between those of liquid state as well as solid crystal. Such type of material called as a liquid crystal. For example, liquid crystal flows very easily like a liquid. It also oriented in a crystal like way, means it is acting as a liquid as well as it is acting as a solid. So this is a main characteristics of a liquid crystal material. So in some cases what happens, molecular or ionic cluster do not lose their identity beyond the melting point of the solid. There are certain materials which does not loses its property although we have melt them. If you melt that material, after melting also that material does not change its property, does not change their identity. Such type of materials are called as a liquid crystal. In such a solid which does not change its property, in such a solid what happens, although we are increasing the temperature beyond its melting point, what happens in such a solid, there is a breakdown of the cluster, and in some directions the breakdown of the cluster is very slow, and after the breakdowning the cluster, the molecule results in liquid, or that liquid is very viscous liquid, density, high density liquid, that is viscous liquid, and it seems to be cloudy, it seems to be cloudy, not clear, it is cloudy liquid is observed. And they shows at the such type of cloudy liquid or cloudy viscous cloudy liquid point is observed at a particular temperature, at a particular temperature, and that sharp characteristics temperature or that sharp characteristics particular temperature called as a transition point. Transition point, again I'm repeating the, you listen carefully what is meant by transition point. If in a solid material or any such type of liquid crystal material, if we apply the heat for melting point, at that time there is a breakdown of the cluster, and the same time after breaking the cluster, the clusters are moves in some direction, and the movement of the cluster is very slow, and due to movement of the cluster, this liquid crystal material will be results in very viscous liquid, and that liquid is not only viscous but it seems to be cloudy, cloudy and viscous liquid, and This is the result if we increase the temperature for that cluster. Now, at that particular point of temperature at which we are getting the viscous and cloudy liquid, that particular sharp temperature, sharp characteristics temperature is known as transition point. Now, what happens if beyond that transition point, if we increase the temperature, what happens? Just if we increase the temperature beyond the transition point, the cloudiness, just you are observed, the liquid is not clear. It is seen purely cloudiness. If you further increase the temperature, the cloudiness of the liquid material or liquid crystal material disappears. Initially, during the transition point, the cloudiness will be appear. But if we increase the temperature beyond the transition point, the cloudiness disappears again. And after disappearing the cloudiness, the liquid crystal will be melts. Liquid crystal will be melts. That sharp temperature at which the cloudiness will be disappears, and there is a there is a formation of a clear liquid. That particular temperature is called as a melting point of solid. Melting point of solid. So you should differentiate between these two. What is meant by transition point temperature or transition point, and what is meant by the melting point of a solid. So during the transition point, what happens? Breakdown of the cluster, and the clusters are moving in a various direction in the very slow speed and result in very viscous and cloudy liquid. That point is called as a transition point. If beyond that transition point, if you increase the temperature, this cloudiness disappear, and this cloudiness disappear, and this liquid crystal will be converted into clear liquid. That sharp temperature is called as a melting point of that liquid crystal or that solid. Now, beyond that melting point, what happens? Beyond that melting point, that substance is usually behaves as an ordinary liquid. Of course, the solid will be converted into liquid, and that temperature, sorry, that material generally observe as a or behaves or shows as a characteristics that of ordinary liquid. Between the temperature here, just to check here, this is the transition point temperature and this is a melting point temperature. Okay, now if you check the property or characteristics of that material in between these two temperature, that is transition point temperature, above the transition point temperature and below the melting point of the solid material, that characteristics shows different properties. For example, the temperature in between the transition point and in between the melting point, the cloud liquid shows double refraction. Very important characteristics or very important, yes, unique feature has been exhibited by the liquid crystal, and that characteristics of unique features is called as a here shows is shown, that is double refraction. Double refraction. Now this double refraction property is a unique property of that material, which material is observed in between the transition point and melting point. That specific region, that specific material which lies in between these two temperature shows double refraction property, and generally it behaves as a crystalline solid. Usually it is observed as a crystalline solid. Just on this account, just to see next point, the liquid, cloudy liquid is observed during the that cloud mesomorphic state, and this cloudiness of the liquid state is called as a mesomorphic state. Just in previous slide, I have shown to you that this during this transition point we are observing cloudiness. During the transition point we are observing the cloudiness. Now this transition state in which we are getting cloudiness, and this cloudy liquid state of that material, cloudy liquid state of that material is called as a mesomorphic state, or it is regarded as a liquid crystal. It is made up of liquid crystal. So why it is called as a liquid crystal? The word liquid crystal is made up of two words. One is a liquid as well as another is a crystal. That material is made up of liquid as well as crystal, or the material which shows the property to that of liquid as well as property of crystal. Such a material is called as a liquid crystal. Now, actually, they are more like a liquid. This liquid crystal is shows maximum properties to that of liquid. But why? How they shows the liquid property? For example, if you check the property of the liquid crystal shows the property to that of pure liquid here, such as mobility. That means they flows from, yes, they flow from one point to another point, one direction to another direction. That's why liquid shows mobility. They are having a surface tension, specific surface tension is there. Now this property indicates that the liquid crystal shows the exact similarity to that of liquid. Now mobility is there, surface tension is there, specifically viscosity is there. Now these are the unique characteristics or properties to that of liquid. And so this such type of properties is also exhibited by the liquid crystal. So this is all about the liquid crystal. What is meant by liquid crystal, how they are made up of, and what are the properties of the liquid crystal. Just I have shown here a very good example in front of us, para-cholesterol benzoate. This is organic molecule. Although this is organic molecule, but this molecule acting as a liquid crystal. Just see friends here that when the para-cholesterol benzoate is there, if we this is present in the solid state initially, they are present in the solid state initially. When we heat that solid para-cholesterol benzoate, now they will be converted into para-cholesterol benzoate, and here this state is called as cloudy state. Here there is a cloudy and viscous liquid is observed here, just to check. And this viscous or cloudy state of that para-cholesterol benzoate is called as a mesomorphic state or liquid state. Further, if you increase the temperature of this para-cholesterol benzoate, that is mesomeric state, what happens? The cloudiness of this para-cholesterol benzoate disappears, and totally that para-cholesterol benzoate, viscous liquid, cloudy liquid, will be converted into purely liquid state. Now here there is no cloudiness, here cloudiness, but here there is no cloudiness and no viscosity is observed for that liquid having a viscosity, but here high viscosity is observed here. But here if we increase the temperature, here that material does not having high viscosity, but viscosity gets lower. Now this stage, the middle stage, in which the material having high viscosity and great cloudiness, that stage is called as a liquid crystal stage or mesomorphic state. But if you increase the temperature further, that stage is called as liquid state, and that temperature is called as a melting point temperature. And this temperature from solid to mesomorphic state, this temperature is called as a transition temperature here. And this transition temperature is conversion of the solid into mesomorphic state. And the melting point, the temperature required to melting point is that is the state from mesomorphic state to liquid state. Now in front of us I am putting some of the examples of the liquid crystal. Just to friend, just to check here, this is the first I am showing here anisaldazine. Second is the para-azoxyanisole. Third is the 4,4-azoxy diphenotol. These three are the organic molecule, of course, but they shows different properties of that of liquid crystal. They are acting as a very popular liquid crystal. Along with these three, I am putting here example para-cholesterol benzoate. This is also a good example of a liquid crystal. Now, how liquid crystal gets converted in directly, not it is converted into solid to liquid state, but the solid material of liquid crystal gets converted into mesomorphic state, and that mesomorphic state is called as a liquid crystal. Now further I want to go into next point, that is classification, how that liquid crystal are classified into different, and on which basis the classification is there, and what are the examples of that classified liquid crystal. Now an essential condition for the liquid crystal to occur is molecule must be highly geometrically anisotropic. Now which molecule shows liquid crystal property? The molecule which are having geometrical anisotropic, means regular arrangement of the atoms or molecule is called as a geometrically anisotropic. Second essential condition for the liquid crystal to occur, that in the molecule should be usually long and relatively narrow. Molecule distance, or usually the molecule should be long and molecule should be relatively narrow to that of longness, and that's why these two properties are very important. Again, I'm repeating that the essential condition for the liquid crystal to occur is that in that liquid crystal, molecule must possess geometrically anisotropic characteristics. Molecule must have long and relatively narrow size. Now, depending upon the detailed molecular geometry, the system, and before it transfer into isotropic liquid, that is liquid crystal, transitions to these intermediate states may be brought about by, means classification of liquid crystal is done on the basis of two types of the process. First process is thermal process. Second process is solvent process. Means that liquid crystal is, yes, liquid crystal is heated or put in contact with the thermal, or that is heat, and what changes are observed, and that changes can be noted, and on the basis of that thermal process the liquid crystal has been classified. Second method of classification of liquid crystal is on the basis of influence of solvent. Means liquid crystal, yes, kept in influence of solvent, and what type of changes are observed in that liquid crystal, that is to be noted, and that if that liquid crystals are influenced by that solvent, so such type of liquid crystals are classified under different category. If any liquid crystal influenced, changed by the thermal process, that type of liquid crystals are called as a thermotropic liquid crystal. Thermo means heat, tropic means influenced. Any liquid crystal which is influenced, which is changed by thermal process, that type of liquid crystal called as thermotropic liquid crystal. Besides this, any liquid crystal, if you kept in contact with the solvent, that is, if you kept in the influence of the solvent, if the liquid crystal is changed its property, such type of liquid crystal are called as a lyotropic liquid crystal. Lyotropic liquid crystal. Lyo means solvent. Lyotropic solvent, lyotropic liquid crystal. Now, thermotropic liquid crystals are classified into three categories. Again, I'm repeating, thermotropic means any liquid crystal which is kept in influence of heat, influence of high temperature, at that time that liquid crystal changes its property, or they show somewhat different characteristics property. That type of liquid crystal called as, yes, thermotropic liquid crystal. These thermotropic liquid crystals are further classified into three categories. First category is nematic liquid crystal. Second category is cholesteric liquid crystal. Third category is smectic liquid crystal. Nematic liquid crystal, second cholesteric liquid crystal, third is smectic liquid crystal. I have shown here isotropic liquid crystal, nematic liquid crystal, and smectic liquid crystal. If you observe here very carefully, the isotropic liquid crystal and nematic liquid crystal and smectic liquid crystal, all these three types of the, yes, thermotropic liquid crystal shows different sizes, different shapes, different arrangement of the molecule is also there, and such depends upon the arrangement, size, and their space between each and every molecule is responsible to classify these three categories, that is nematic, cholesteryl, and smectic liquid crystal. You can check these three. Now in the next slide I will share with you how these three different categories of thermotropic liquid crystal and what are its characteristics. So one by one I am sharing with you. First type of the liquid crystal is nematic phases. Nematic phases. So we are going to discuss regarding the structure of nematic phases. Structure of nematic phases. Now here in this structure of nematic phases, all molecules are aligned here approximately parallel. Just to check here the line. Now this line, these molecules are actually parallel to each other. If you take any molecule, any two molecules, these two molecules are parallel to each other. And in each point, unit vector can be defined as
these molecules are parallel to the average directions of the long axis of the molecule. This is long axis, and majority of the molecules are exactly parallel to the another molecule. In some cases they are somewhat inclined at the right side. A few of the molecules they are somewhat inclined in the left side, but majority of the molecules they are parallel to each other. Majority of the molecules are parallel to the another or neighborhood molecule. This is a unique characteristics of the nematic phases. Now another, the molecular structure of that nematic phases is rod like. Just you observe here, this is a rod like liquid crystal, and it consists of more than two rings, or two rings are there, and there is a central linkage group is also there. Just to check friends, here this is a ring, another is a linkage group, another is a link, another is a side chain. So this group is called as a terminal group. This is a ring and this is another ring. To join these two rings, there is another group is there, and that group is called as a linkage group. And at the right side there is a side chain. At the right side there is a side chain. At the left side there is a terminal group, and this terminal group is joins to the first ring. And in between these two rings there is a linkage group is there, and this second ring is joins with the side chain. Now I am shown here the molecular structure of the liquid typical is rod like. Now this molecular structure consists of two or more ring systems, and these two ring systems are connected by a central linkage group. There is another functional group is here, and to this central linkage group these two rings are interconnected with each other. Now further, our next characteristics of that nematic phases is the presence of these two rings provide the short range molecular forces needed from the nematic phases. Means these two rings are responsible to interact these two molecules with each other. Means this molecule and this molecule having a intermolecular force of attraction, and this intermolecular force of attraction will be greater if the number of rings present in the nematic phases are more. More the ring present in the nematic phases, the intermolecular force of attraction will be greater here. Means the presence of the ring provides a short range molecular forces needed to form the nematic phases, but also it affects the electrical and elastic property. Means if you increase the number of rings here, means electrical and elastic property automatically changes. Means electrical and elastic property is dependent upon the presence of the number of the ring, as well as the short range molecular force which is available in the nematic phase is also responsible to present how many rings present in the nematic phases. If more the rings present in the nematic phases, there is a great short range molecular force of attraction between these two molecules is observed. Now next point is that the chemical stability. What about the chemical stability of the liquid? Now this type of nematic phases are very resistive. They are not sensitive. They are very resistive to the moisture as well as to the ultraviolet radiation, and this resistivity is dependent strongly on the central linkage group. Already friends, I have discussed with you what is the role of ring, and now in this point what is the role of this linkage group. What is the role of linkage group? In the previous point I have shared with you that if number of rings increases, their short range molecular forces are greater. If the number of rings decreases or increases, there is a great influence on the electrical and elastic properties of the nematic phases. As well as if you change the linkage group here, the entire nematic phase will change its resistivity to the moisture as well as ultraviolet radiation. Means if you want to become less resistive, if you want to prepare less resistive nematic phase, you can change the linkage group. If you want to make more resistive nematic phase, you must change the linkage group. Means resistivity for moisture and resistivity for the ultraviolet radiation is totally dependent upon what type of linkage group present between these two
aromatic or aliphatic rings. So linkage group plays very important role for the moisture and ultraviolet radiation resistivity. But these two rings plays important role for the short range molecular forces as well as electrical and elastic property. Now here compounds with the single bond in the center are most stable one. I have shown here that in the center, if that compound having a single bond, they are more stable. Further, at the one side of the ring, there is a long chain which is strongly influences the elastic constant and the transition temperature also. Now, if this is a, yes, one chain is there. If you check C4H9, if this chain is longer and longer, the influence of elastic constant and transition temperature is there. Means if you change the, yes, chain, that is a long chain here, the chain will be long. Now there is a great influence of elastic constant as well as transition temperature is observed in the liquid crystal. Now at the other end, a terminal group is also connected. Terminal group is also connected, which determines the dielectric constant and anisotropy. Means these two side chains, they are present at the, yes, terminal group. They are responsible to change the elastic constant as well as transition temperature as well as dielectric constant with its anisotropy. Now let us, I am showing another two examples of pneumatic liquid